Hey everyone, I'm Erica Zeal, and today I'm going to talk to you and share with you some of my tips for how to make your RDLs more effective for your body to help strengthen your hamstrings, your glutes, and your pelvic floor. I teach this among many other exercises and workouts inside of my core rehab program, which is designed to teach you how to effectively strengthen your core to help you get out of pain and pelvic floor dysfunction, as well as inside my core studio workouts, which are designed with 10 to 15-minute workouts to keep you active every single day. So I'm going to show you guys two ways that I like to teach RDLs, which can be really great to strengthen your hips, your glutes, your hamstrings, as well as your deep core. One thing we really want to watch out for when we're doing them is that we're not overstressing our lower back. So to start with, I'm going to have you guys get a band. You can use a band like this. You can use a TheraBand. Wrap it around your thighs. So we're going to put it just above our knees here, just to give you a little bit of traction. When we do this, it can help us to go deeper and feel better connected in our hips. So when we do this, before we go to lift our weight, what I want you guys to do is feel that gentle pelvic floor, lower belly lift. So we want to be lengthening lightly through the top of our head all the time, right? That way our spine is more supported. But note, we're not drawing our belly in, because if we draw our belly in, then that tends to actually put pressure on our lower back. So we want to lengthen upward. Then in our nice squat form, we're going to lower down and pick up our kettlebell, or you could use a dumbbell as well. And I'm going to show you guys from the side so you can see what I want you to work on with your form. Now we want to start with thinking about what your feet are doing. Feet right below either your sits bones, or if you've got a band, you might want to go just a little bit wider, and you can try a little bit wider as well without a band even. So when we do these, I want you guys to zip up lightly through the top of your head. Then we're going to start to stick our butt out, softening our knees, lightly pushing into the band as we lower down. So we're really working to control on the way down. And then make sure you've got a little weight in your toes. So kind of wiggle your toes on your mat. Exhale, think pelvic floor, lower belly as we go to lift. Now, I like to teach these to not come all the way up, because if we come all the way up, I see people tuck their pelvis, and then we're putting pressure on the pelvic floor and our low back when we do that. So we want to stay nice and tall and work through a range where we really start to feel the underside of our glutes, so kind of that lift of the hamstring up underneath to the sits bones, to the pelvic floor, and all the way up through the top of your head, and connecting your feet really well to your mat. So this is good to do barefoot, unless of course you're at the gym. So lifting tall, inhale, we're going to lower down. Feel like you're spreading those sits bones, and then think exhale, start to exhale and activate your pelvic floor lightly as you start to then lift. Lengthening tall through the top of your head, stop, where you still feel really connected underneath your pelvis. Inhale as you lower down. Just lightly pressing into that band can help you to feel these deeper in your hips. Slow and controlled on the way down. Keep some weight forward in your toes. So we're grabbing with the toes, we're pulling up on our arches, and we exhale to bring us up. Inhale as we slow and controlled on the way down. Exhale, lengthen and lift. So watch when you're doing this with the band that you're not rolling out on your feet. That can be a tendency with that band, because we're trying so hard to push into that band that our feet want to go with us. You want to keep some weight into your big toes, as well as lightly press out. So especially for us females, because our outer hips tend to be weak for many of us, but then we tend to overcompensate and roll out on our feet. So think about using your toes to pull up, okay? Now to change and take the band off, you're gonna set the weight down like a little squat here. Now take that band off, and I wanna have you try these without the band, and then you can see which way feels better for you. So when we go to grab our kettlebell, right, we're gonna go down into that squat. Watch that you're not tucking like this. So we wanna feel those glutes and hamstrings lifting, pelvic floor lightly lifts, and then we come on up. So set your feet. If you wanna go a little bit closer without the band, you can do that. Now zipping on up, inhale, we slow and control to lower down. Really control from underneath the pelvis. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly controls as we go to lengthen and lift. Inhale to lower down. So think about guiding with those sits bones. Exhale, zip on up, and inhale, slow and controlled on the way down. Think about those toes working, you guys. I don't just want your weight in your heels. We want to use those toes. It's going to help you to connect with your pelvic floor and deep core. Feel that mid back working. Feel that light support through your core. And then when you're done, lower on down into your squat to set your weight down. So a couple things to make sure with these is don't overdo this with your lower back, right? As soon as you start to feel your lower back doing more work than your legs, I encourage you to set the weight down, rest, and then go back and do another set, even if you're not doing as many as you want. And I like teaching these with a lighter weight. So always err on the lighter side when you're learning how to really improve your form and your connection. Even if you're used to lifting heavier, there's nothing wrong with knocking your weight back for a little bit. So you can work on finding those deeper connections from your feet up through your hamstrings, pelvic floor, lower belly, all the way to the top of your head. And then when you start to find those connections and they get stronger, then we can slowly bump up your weight. And before you know it, you are feeling so much stronger than before.